Early 11th here in southern Ontario. So as I was out of town over the weekend visiting my sister, I was wandering the streets one afternoon and I got talking to some people I don't know, right? Just asking them about what they think of the financial situation and if they were aware of the new digital banking. And most people aren't. Example, my sister, she deals at the TD as well. And I said, hey, did you get this electronic notification, this email about the digital thing? And I explained to her what it was. And she was like, oh, this isn't good. And I was like, no. So next time you go in your bank, ask them. Ask them. So she did. And she got the same feedback that I got at my TD bank and on the TD helpline, which is, well, there's no change. There's no change. It's the same thing. My point being, your teller and even your bank manager doesn't know what this means. They're as uninformed as what the common man in the street is. And if this subject matter is new to you, I would suggest you go back and look at some of my other videos where I explain exactly what this is. And in one of them I ran through the contract. Well, I touched on, I think, all of the facets of to digital banking and how bad it is. But anyways, that's my point. You're not going to know. Or, well, they're not going to know. So if you walk in and ask your teller or your bank manager and they tell you it's the same thing, well, that's misinformation. It's not disinformation because they don't know. They're just misinformed, uninformed. Was in town today getting some gas, and the gal at the gas station, she's a friendly, outgoing woman, and I said, hey, do you bank at the TD? Because she was like, I didn't get a notification of that at all. She caught the play right off. She goes, what? And they don't tell us. And I was like, well, I guess you missed the email. I thought everybody got one. She said, oh, I got to look into that. I said, well, back to the channel, right? And she was like, implied consent? Well, that's just about criminal. And I was like, well, you got to be the only person I talk to cold on this subject who appreciates the implications of it all. Good for you. She was like, oh man, when I get off work, I'll, be looking into that. I was like, yeah, well, yeah, please do. But in part, my point is I see a lot of comments, and not just on my channel, because this whole subject matter is a hot topic on TikTok. And and all of social media. People, A, don't understand the difference. B, claim it's the same thing, and we're conspiracy theorists who do understand it and appreciate the implications. But point in part, a lot of people are going, I see in the comments, well, I took my money to the credit union. But then there are other people who go, well, I went and talked to the manager at my local credit union, and he doesn't understand what the difference is between electronic banking and digital banking. So if you're going to move your money from the TD to another bank or to a credit union in the hopes of delaying, because I don't think there's any avoiding in the long run this digital banking. And point, I don't think I've made in a previous video regarding this, what is their terminology in the contract? Well, you are an asset, like me as a TD customer, and they can, I really need the proper wording. Let me come back to that subject matter. But anyways, some food for thought, really. If you're going to move your money from the TD to another institution, be aware that it's just not, wow. Are you making a safe move? You could just be thinking you are and not. And bear in mind, and I addressed this in a previous video, under Canadian law, our credit unions are under the same rules and regulations as the bank, institutional banks are. So just blindly and blithely moving your money to a credit union when the bank manager assures you that, no, we're not digital and we're not going there, he might well not know. And I do believe our government at some point in time is going to dictate that, again, our credit unions and banks become digital nonetheless. So, yeesh. Anyways, I know, big long ramble, and I didn't say a lot, but just be aware if you're moving your money, do your homework.